afternoon, good evening, wherever you might be joining. I greatly appreciate your presence. And here I have something new. Okay, welcome to Fibro Friday, but on a Sunday. And I have to share something that may or may not come up for you, but super, super important. Okay, it's called rain. And I know this might sound funny. What does rain have to do with fibromyalgia? Actually, until this last week, I would have said absolutely nothing. There's nothing to do between the two of them. But in all reality, it's everything. Because, see, what I do in Oregon, there's a collection. You can get 10 cents per plastic can or bottle, the drinking sodas and beers and all that stuff. So anyhow, I collect those right now. That's my income. It's really not a lot, but it pays the bills, it takes care of the basics for right now. Well, have you ever gotten that feeling underneath, like, I really am not up for this. I'm really just, and just like dreading doing what you know you need to do to make ends meet. Job. This is part of why I've talked about doing work from home jobs that work with your ability rather than your disability. Because with every disability, there's always an ability, and I'm going to get to that in a moment. So I don't know if any of you've noticed, but on my Fibro Friday, but on Sunday, I usually have 3 points. This week is no exception. So my first point is that, yeah, I had this just no energy to do this work that I knew would pay the bills for the week, would take care of things. So I pushed myself through. I made myself do it. Now, mind you, while I made myself do this work, I had what some would refer to as a fibroflare. And I didn't realize it was a fibroflare at first, to be honest with you. I was pushing myself through, collecting this recycling, going through these horribly disgusting bins, some of them disgusting, some of them are rather clean and pristine. It doesn't matter. The work is, it brings in the income, and there's a shower afterward, very well deserved. So, and I do apologize for the shaky camera. I'm still working on the setup on that. I'm just thrilled to be able to come to you with a video every week. So right now I'm still in recovery mode and got reminded that my foot has a broken bone in it. Ouch! So I'm icing it right now, and that means that I'm kind of awkwardly set up, but that's been the case since like March. But since I went live, started going live for Fibro Friday, and now going recorded and then posting. So besides the point, that's why it's shaky. And Wednesday I end up with the feeling of I don't really, so I push through and I do it anyway. And by the time it's said and done, I'm noticing people coming through the neighborhood and doing. Now, mind you, I don't mind people coming through because in Oregon, it's considered self-employment. The only issue that I have, it's kind of a twofold for those people who come through, is that a lot of them are homeless, and they tend to not stay just to the bins. They go to the cars and to the homes and to the things that don't belong to them at all. There's no monetary value, and it's called breaking and entering. I don't do that. I stick to the bins and I walk by. I've made a note to this to the neighbors. I only stay in my neighborhood for safety reasons. So there's one other lady that I discovered recently who's doing the same thing I am, but in a different section of our neighborhood. And when I realized who she was and where she lived, I'm like, yes, somebody to share with. Because I don't mind if it's somebody in the neighborhood who's doing voluntarily exactly the same thing as me. Let's partner up. You tell me where you want to go and I'll go in the opposite direction. No problem. Just to keep the homeless at bay, because the more control we have over them, and their areas of coming in, encroachments, the safer we're going to be in a neighborhood. At least that's where I'm thinking. Now, this is a part of a stressor that does affect me a bit. I've actually ended up involuntarily being connected with the homeless and having to interact with them. Some of them are cool, but some of them I just let them go and love them and say, you're okay, I'm okay, and we're going to move on. Not, as far as I know, any of them have fibromyalgia. If they do, they don't talk about it. Of course, I don't talk about fibromyalgia when I'm doing this, even though I did not know it affected me until Wednesday to Thursday, which is my big time. So the interactions, they tend to get me a little bit, I can feel the nerves a little bit active. So I'm not questioning, because I looked it up and I found out that this is a possibility, and I want you to know that you can actually, I swear that this dad, he knows me well, dad and daughter, and I've gotten to actually where I talk with them, and I know their whole family, and I've watched them grow up a bit over the last couple of years. But when I went to collect the recycling, which they know I collect the recycling, and I actually have conversations, but this time I came off weird, and afterwards I was like, oh no. I may have freaked them out. You might ask how. Because people with fibromyalgia unintentionally can come off as mentally ill. And it didn't even dawn on me until this incident, until the situation happened, and I was like, whoa. Okay, this makes a lot of sense. I asked them, I said, oh, you better be careful. It's beginning to rain. It feels like it's starting to rain. Do you feel any droplets? And she's like, no. Now, mind you, Wednesday night into Thursday morning, and it didn't dawn on me until Thursday morning why it took me 24 hours to figure this out is beyond me. But I know that others have had it, and I only did research to learn about it. And I'm going to be writing a book on this, because it is just, I was like, whoa, no wonder he rushed his daughter inside. I was literally feeling cold prickles on my hands and on my body. In my face, I was feeling tension and little twitches. And now, mind you, remember what I said. Wednesday night, I knew it was coming time to do the collecting, because it pays the bills. By Thursday morning, I was feeling the prickly cold and the twitches all over my face, all over my body, and it was cold. And it didn't dawn on me until Thursday. And I know I said this 3 times now. That ice cold was not rain. It was my nerves on edge. Yep. It was a fibromyalgia flare-up. And I can honestly say that anybody who says, oh, I feel like there's ice going down my legs or going down my back or going anywhere in the body, they feel like it's ice, and it could hurt at times. Hi, fibromyalgia. Hi, flare-up. Where did the stress come from? What caused this? What did I do to you to make you so upset with me? Now, this might not sound like totally realistic, but it's mind and body. Treating them as 2 totally separate pieces. Your mind is saying, ow, 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 and your body is saying, I feel you, and making them cohesive and working together. I've talked with some friends about the situation, and it's come at me from several different angles, from a biblical perspective as well as a worldly perspective, and they all boil down to one thing: love. So I'm working on a project about love. I will be presenting this setup here probably in the next couple of weeks, because I didn't realize that I've been working on this project since I was a teenager. Yeah, I was a teenager when I started on this love project, and it's all biblical based. And I am not ashamed of saying this. I am a Christian. Christianity is not a religion, so let's scrap religion, because Christianity is a relationship. That's it. But it's a loving relationship. It's a singular relationship. Not Christianity, we just spread the love in a proper way, but it's a love between you and the Lord. So that's how I share my perspectives from healing from fibromyalgia. I'm just going to be open and honest about it. But there's also the physiology, biology, and environmental factors that you also have to take into account. I have spoken with doctors from every theological system, belief system, even the traditional theology systems and the open worldly systems, and they're all one synonymous word: mindset. Now you're thinking I'm crazy, I'm sure of it, but the truth of the matter is, remember what I said earlier. My mind was like, dreading this concept of doing this work, but I knew that I needed to get to mindset. And it took me 24 hours to realize what I was doing to myself. Yeah, I was doing it to me. But I didn't realize it, because once Wednesday to Thursday slowed down, once I got everything taken care of, once I got everything under control, and guess what also disappeared? The cold pricklies, the feeling of the rain, the feeling of pains. It all disappeared. Wow. So my point today is to share with you that stress triggers mindset, loving, Christianity, and a whole lot more go all together. At least from my perspective of healing to live a low to no pain life. So if you don't like me, great. I accept that. But you know what? I'm not ashamed of who I am. And if you would like to follow more of these videos, because I am going to be pasting more, and I want to also give one apology, because not only apology to myself, but apology to you, the viewers, is that I didn't do very well this week on my work from home videos, because I allowed my mindset to think on me, to think on what would I be able to do. Not you, the viewer, but me. And that was wrong of me, and I apologize to you in advance. It will not happen again, because I'm going to be the best version that I promised to be, and I'm going to find work from home jobs that are across the board. Whether they're in a certain state, a certain region, I will be explicit to where those regions are. If it's meant to be overseas, if it can be from anywhere, I'm going to make it known on every single one of my videos. And I'm not going to discriminate, because discrimination is wrong in any way, shape, or form. There are some exceptions, you know, some perceptions biblically. But it's not discretion, it's more discrimination. It's more of a discretion and awareness and approaching things with love. So there you go. I don't discriminate. I have been discriminated against before in my life, and I just can't do that. And that's why I'm calling myself out here and being honest that I did discriminate this week against people with disabilities because I didn't allow the ability to come out for others. And I discriminated against myself because of my lack of ability. So there you go. From this household to yours, have a wonderful rest of the week, and I hope you have a blessed day. You take care, and I will be in touch with you in the next day with another work from home job. And have a fabulous Sunday or other day, whatever day you've joined in, and exciting for the next Fibro Friday, but on a Sunday.